I think that skateboarding and the act of pursuing what I wanted to do and sort of progressing at my own level created confidence in me that has, drastically changed and improved my life.
Makes you feel happy inside, so it gives you a positive outlook.
It's not one of these things that there's typical boundaries on. It's an artistic expression.
If you're physically active, if your imagination and your creativity are sparked and you're feeling good about yourself, that reflects on your community.
You learn a sense of accomplishment, you learn the value of putting in work, you learn so much through skateboarding. I think skateboarders have an unfair advantage in life because of what we learn from the sport.
People treat me different when I'm on a skateboard. It's really odd.
People, might not think that, you're as educated as you are, you're not as, outgoing as you are, you don't have a job, stuff like that. Unfortunately, there's always those stigmas.
It kind of makes me angry because they're almost stereotyping me.
The problem with it is that depending on the materials and the ownership, it's going to annoy people and result in security guards, police, and all that.
Downtown one day, I was just tackled by a police officer out of the blue, from behind actually, and put in a hammerlock and arrested for skateboarding on the sidewalk.
There isn't anywhere to skateboard in this community, and there isn't anything for kids to do.
I think we could continue on the way we are, and we could have a sketchy skate park, and we could have, kids riding down side streets all over the place and riding ledges in front of buildings and things, and being yelled at and being escorted off the property by security guards and, just essentially being marginalized. And I think, if we're going to do that to youth who are really not doing anything wrong or bad, what are we sending them as a message? Are we sending them the message that, we support you and we're willing to keep up with you and stay on top of what you want to do and show enthusiasm for that? Or are we telling them that what their interests and their passions are is worthless? I don't think that's the kind of message we want to be sending to our youth.
This phrase will come instantly into your consciousness.
Vancouver is really a mecca for skateboarding in the world. We've got 30 or more free skate parks in Greater Vancouver.
The whole skate community is usually involved in the design, so we all feel really proud of our spots, whether they're skate parks or street spots. We do really tend to take care of them.
For instance, we just got Kilchena Park built, and it's the first skate park built on the west side of Vancouver. So it kind of made history in this city.
And again, to give people that sense of ownership, like, hey, we were involved in the design of this is our place, it gives people much more of a connection to their city.
The Skateboard Coalition set the stage, I think, an example for other communities to get themselves organized.
Before, there was no real skate park getting built. It was a bunch of guys just working away in the night, building random obstacles. Now, within the next few months, we should have a real skate park.
I've always heard rumors, growing up, these so-and-so is going to get a skate park built or something, and they would almost just go and ask for a skateboard park to be built, and then they didn't really put any research, didn't put any effort into it, nothing like that. Normally they would get turned away because they didn't come prepared, and people got quite discouraged like this, saying, the city doesn't care about skateboarders, stuff like that.
We're telling groups that you have to help yourself if you're going to get anything from HRM. We have to have a sense that you're willing to put some sweat equity into the process yourself, and it's just not going to be dealt to you, I guess, on a silver platter in that regard. So I think the skate community is taking heed to that.
I got involved in the skate park in Beaverbank through my son, Wesley, who is an avid skateboarder.
I just asked my mom what would it take to get a skate park at Beaverbank. She said, well, Wesley, let's make a few phone calls.
We made some phone calls and kind of got the ball rolling. We've been working with Darren Hurdle from HRM, from the Recreation Department.
Well, I think this process brings community together because you have youth and adults working together on a project, again, where they may never have interacted before. You would have adults making decisions for youth. You would have youth getting together wishing that they would have this. But when you have everyone coming together around one project, they get to share each other's views of opinion, see where they're coming from, and they learn from that.
The role of the kids, they are coming up with the ideas to fundraise. They're, they are the ones that see the final product.
It's really easy to lose that youth demographic, and I'm talking the sort of 13 to 18-year-olds, and for them to feel marginalized.
Youth who get involved in projects and in the community early in their life tend to become great community contributors as they turn into adults and live in those communities.
My primary interest in skateboarding would probably be the fact that, my kids skateboard. There's a real lack of facility in Halifax in terms of a good facility compared to what other communities have across Canada, well, around the world now actually. I arranged a public meeting at the library for anybody who wanted to come by, and we decided, yes, there's enough of us to try and create some kind of a focus. What's our focus going to be? Is it an indoor park? Is it an outdoor park? We started fundraising. We put a corporate proposal package together, presented to the city council.
We need to raise, about $500,000 for the skate park, and without the city's involvement, we're not as likely to get that funding from the corporate sponsors, and we needed the city itself to throw in quite a bit of change.
Our primary contact with the city has been a gentleman by the name of Blair Blakeney, who has really come on board this. I mean, he's essentially said that this is the priority project for his department.
I think what we've all brought to the table over the last number of years in terms of building this is a sense of respect for one another and what we have to do to bring a facility and a dream to fruition.
I think the fact that the city has stepped up and shown support for these kids and for what they're doing and for what they want to do is going to have a tremendous impact down the road. I think it's saying, hey, we value you. You may not fit what we think is our sort of traditional role for kids, playing on a sport team or whatever, but what we see what you're doing as proactive and a positive thing, and we want to encourage you to stay active.